Alright, welcome back guys to another episode here. Today we're going to be starting things off pretty far away from my base, as you can tell. I'm close to 0-0 at my base. I'm at like 2 and 280. So I'm pretty far away. But the reason I came over here was for this biome right here. These badlands right here. Also formerly known as the Mesa. But I came over here to get a whole bunch of resources, like some terracota and maybe some red sand. So I got 4 shulker boxes that I'm going to go ahead and try to fill up with all these different resources. Just coming along and just mining all this out. Because this terracota can actually be used for a lot of nice looking builds. Alongside of like the concrete and stuff like that. But before we get started, because I'm going to gather a bunch of that up, I want to see over here if there's, oh, it's still over there, if there's any mine shafts. And I did end up getting Unbreaking 3 finally on my Elytra, so we can actually fly around a little bit more, which is awesome. This biome is pretty big. Yeah, this biome's pretty big. Not exactly 100% sure, but somewhere there could be some mine shafts. It does not look like there's any. Oh, there's a desert village right there. I don't have too many rockets, so I can't fly around too much. Oh, there we go. We just want to be careful because also there's mob spawners, but also in here we can actually get these biomes, these badlands. Oh, that's a terrible little mine shaft. Is that all it is? But you can actually, if you dig in the like the ground below, go mining. This is a good place to get a lot of gold as well. So if you need a lot of gold, come over to these badlands, and you can get quite a lot of gold in the area below. So if we were to go down here, yep, we already got some gold right there. Got 2 veins of gold right there. These are a really good place to find gold if you need a lot of gold and you're like me and you don't have a gold farm, which I should actually build one. But we're not going to do that today. I'm going to start out. I'm going to do a little time lapse so we can talk about some future plans for the episode. So I'm going to do a little time lapse of me gathering up some of these resources, all this terracotta and stuff, and we'll go ahead and find a decent place. Guess we'll start right here because we can get mostly this color right here. So I guess we'll start like right in this area, and we'll just try to fill up as much of this shulker boxes as we can with all this terracotta and maybe a little bit of gold. But I'm gonna do a little time lapse of that, me gathering all this stuff up, and we can talk about some future plans for the series. Alright guys, so during this little time lapse chat, we're gonna talk about a few different plans for this world, including, you know, we need to really finish up the Guardian farm. But one thing, and the reason I'm gathering a bunch of terracotta is because I want to make some I want to make a castle build that we're actually going to be our actual base, because where we're staying right now it's just like the spawn island, which is where all our farms are going to be and stuff like that. That's not where we're actually going to have our base. We're going to probably have it like up on the hill behind it, or up in the plains biome that's nearby, and I want to make a giant castle, and we're going to want to use some terracotta and some concrete and stuff in order to make that build and make it actually look really cool, rather than just using like stone bricks and stuff. So we can add some color and some detail like into the pillars and to the towers and stuff like that. So I think it's going to be a good idea to gather a bunch of terracotta which is why I'm gathering a bunch. Now I'm gonna go back to the Badlands I'm gonna go back to the Badlands, especially after I get a beacon, so I can get haste 2 set up, so I can just insta mine, and I can just go through and just gather shulker box after shulker box after shulker box of terracotta for this particular build. And the reason why I need to get different colors is so we can show you guys what the different colors of terracotta do, because when you use them, they can actually do different things when you're making the glazed terracotta. The glazed terracotta, first of all, it's going to be different colors, but they're going to have slightly different designs as well, which we'll get to later on. But we're going to build like a giant castle type build, mansion castle type build, that we're actually going to be living in, and we're going to have our actual proper storage system rather than just the one that we have for the smelting. Alright guys, we're back. I didn't end up filling up all those shulker boxes, pretty much just one, but we did get a decent amount of terracotta. Got a couple different colors as well as just the original terracotta, which are always good to have. Now I want to go ahead and take off into the sky, and we're gonna go check out this village and this temple that is right here inside the village as well. So this is what you can do with terracotta as well. This is I think that's the white glazed terracotta, and I'll show you guys when we get back to our base how we can go ahead and use that terracotta and make that terracotta. I mean, it is all over the place over here. But I just want to check if I can find any chests anywhere, so I can get some loot. I'm not seeing much loot, but there will be loot in the temple. Hey, it's a little baby. There will be loot in the temple, since I'm not seeing any really loot in this area. We'll go take a look at the temple in just a second. But I'll show you guys what you can do with that terracotta once we get back to the base. Fletching table. And this one's like partially buried in the ground. Now when you do things like that, you want to watch out for mobs, because when you come into these temples, there actually is a trap down at the bottom that you're probably not going to want to get caught in. So that pressure plate right there, break it the second you come in, and I'll show you guys why in just a second. Curse of binding, no. Ooh, this one's loaded with stuff. I still hear a zombie, but that's fine. Lure 3, not too worried about that. But this is why, because that pressure plate will blow up all of this TNT and make a giant hole and kill you if you don't if you step on that pressure plate. So you're not going to want to step on that pressure plate. It's not going to end well for you. Just a heads up when you're doing that. Make sure not to step on that pressure plate. Now, I'm going to go ahead and... How did I get in here? I don't even know how I got in here. I just jumped through the ceiling, didn't I? But now I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to head back to base, and then we'll talk about a little bit about terracotta and all the uses and things for terracotta, and how you can make like the glazed terracotta and all that fun stuff. So I'm going to head back to base, and then I'll bring you guys back once I get back to the base. Alright guys, so we're back at the base now. We're going to get the shulker box that has the terracotta in it, and remove all the other ones. Now what you want to do, okay, so if we go ahead and put like regular terracotta and we smelt it in that furnace, you'll see that you cannot actually... Where'd it go? Oh, it's still in my inventory. You see, you can't actually smelt normal terracotta. So if you want to get like the glazed terracotta or the colored terracotta, you actually have to smelt the colored terracotta, like white terracotta. That'll give me white glazed terracotta. And you can actually dye the normal terracotta. So if I grab normal terracotta and let's say I grab some green dye, I can actually go over to the crafting table and I can actually... I thought you... Maybe I'm doing something wrong. Oh, maybe that's not the terracotta that you can do that with. You have to do it with the clay blocks. Yeah, you have to do it with the clay blocks. If you want colored terracotta, then, and you didn't get any from the Badlands, you actually have to get clay blocks in order to get the colored terracotta. But you see we got the white glazed terracotta. Now the way I did it was I grabbed the clay blocks. You see those green blocks right there? That's actually green glazed terracotta, which I actually made with clay blocks. So I dug up some clay blocks and I went ahead and did that. Let me see if I have any more. I might actually have some more clay somewhere that I can turn into clay blocks. If not, there actually is some clay over here, I believe, right by my sheep farm, that I can go ahead and dig out. So I got 8 clay from this. Now we could turn that into clay blocks. So it's 4 clay block, or 4 clay to make 1 clay block. Now what you do with this clay, you can actually smelt it into terracotta. Can you not? I think I know what I gotta do first. I'm just messing everything up. And that's gonna give you terracotta. How did I color this before? I know I colored it before. I know I dyed it before. Don't remember how I dyed it though. I remember I dyed it before, but I'm not 100% sure how I dyed it. Wait a second. I think maybe I remember I did it. I just don't remember how I did it. Let's go ahead and go up here. I really honestly don't remember how I did it, guys. Might have to take a look at how to do it real quick. Yeah, hold on guys, I'll be right back. Alright guys, so I did actually remember right, but you need 8 terracotta and 1 dye. So you only need 1 dye to get 8, and then we take this green and we'll smelt it in that furnace. So we don't need the clay after all. I knew I was remembering right with the terracotta. You dye the terracotta and then you get the green glazed terracotta. You can do that with all the colors of dye that you want, and you'll go ahead and get that specific terracotta. Now if you see, it actually has patterns. Terracotta actually has some kind of pattern. So if you actually place it right, you can actually make little cool designs out of it. So let me grab one more and I'll show you guys. Each terracotta color is going to have a different design on it, so keep that in mind. But if we do the green, it's just going to be like little circles like so. Now like I said, each different terracotta is going to be a different design that you get. So if we go ahead and make a little bit more white terracotta. Smelt up a little bit of that. And then we can smelt up a couple pieces of this. Really should only need 4 of each to show the color. So we're actually just going to do 4 of each. It's going to make it a little bit easier and quicker as well to smelt all of that up. So my rocket box, I'm going to put that in there just for now. So then after that's done, we can go ahead and pop this brown terracotta. And as you see, it's actually going to be a different design. Now you're gonna have to be able to, you're gonna have to like go around in a circle. So this one's kind of like a circle, like a diamond type of shape around that for that design. And I can do yellow as well. Just want to show you guys some of these designs. Now these ones are going to be a little bit different because I don't have all the colors of terracotta yet, but I'm just going to show you what I have. So this one, let's just start it over here. This one's going to be like this type of shape. Awesome, awesome. And then if we get the yellow, which I'm gonna need to wait for it to smelt because it takes forever. That's why I built my super duper smelter of doom, so when I'm smelting a whole bunch of items, like if I want to smelt a whole bunch of terracotta at once or anything else, I can do it super quickly instead of having to wait this long for it to smelt. But I'm just smelting just a little bit, so let's go ahead and do this one. So just go around in a circle shape just like that. This one's about that shape. That one actually looks pretty cool. I'm not a huge fan of some of the terracotta. It just depends on what kind of build. Like this build right here is actually pretty good. Let me go ahead and actually do something real quick. I normally wouldn't use lapis for this, but I don't want to waste time. I don't know where my flowers are. So if we get blue terracotta, the dark blue terracotta, just like that, and we smelt that up, we can also get a different design. I think the best design, like if you're trying to make a pool or something, I would use the white like that, or the light blue would work as well. So let me show you guys the light blue as well. So to make light blue dye, you need white dye and blue dye, and then you get the light blue dye, which you can then make light blue terracotta. The light blue terracotta, I think, in my opinion, is actually the best looking thing for, like, if you're trying to make a pool. In order to make the bottom of the pool, I think the light gray. This one doesn't have a major, like, design. You could pretty much place it whatever direction. But I think either the white terracotta, the white glazed terracotta, or this light blue is going to be the best if you're trying to make like a pool for like the bottom of the pool. It looks really, really good in a bottom of the pool. So if you're trying to make a giant mansion or a house with a giant pool in it, this would probably be a good way to go with this cool terracotta right here. So let me show you this one, and you don't have to make the design, you can just kind of place it, but this one I think is like, these two are the best for a pool, either the light blue or the white terracotta, which is pretty awesome. Now I'm going to clear up this terracotta and then we're going to move on. And like I showed you guys with the clay, oh, I don't have room to pick this up. Yeah, I don't have room to pick all this up. I need to clear up my inventory a bit. don't want to waste that because terracotta is not super easy to come by unless you're in the Badlands. But like I showed you, if you put a block of clay, which is just 4 clay balls, in a crafting bench, then you will also be able to get terracotta. So if you don't want to have to find your way to, all the way to a Badlands, you can just go ahead and get some clay. But you're not gonna get a ton. I recommend, if you have a Badlands, I recommend you taking a whole bunch of items. Especially because with clay, if you just smelt the clay just normal like that, you're gonna see that we're gonna get these bricks, which is used to make bricks, obviously, the brick building blocks. So you'll need, I believe, 4 of these in order to make a brick, just like that color right there. And obviously you can make the flower pots with it as well. So I would recommend actually trying to find a Badlands if you want to get terracotta rather than using the clay. The only reason I did that is because I didn't have I needed the terracotta for my build, and I didn't have the Badlands yet. I wasn't actually at the Badlands yet, but you just need 4 like that, and then you get the bricks, which can look really good in like factory type builds if you're trying to build like factories, which we actually might be using, especially around like our super smelter and stuff, because this whole build, like this whole entire island, is basically like a factory for all of our items. So we can smelt stuff super quick, we can get iron, we can get wool and kelp and cactus and all that stuff. And I know this video is probably going to be a quick video, but I just wanted to give you guys a little rundown on terracotta and all that stuff. But anyways, guys, that's going to do it for this video. Hope you guys enjoyed, and we'll see you on the next one. Peace.